I don't care what numbers you show me. Every time we do something about Memphis, it's just another example how that's a very dark and dirty and dangerous chocolate city. When I think of Memphis, I think of the mayor patiently explaining to us how the reason that black dysfunction is so wildly out of proportion is because of 400 million years of white racism that is forcing black people to commit crime on such epic levels and at such sadistic qualities in Memphis. I mean, when I think of school-age kids, I think of 100 black people, 100 black kids rampage through the parking lot of Kroger, threw a pumpkin at somebody's head, knocked them out, beat the hell out of other people. All I remember from the video is some girl screaming, "They got a white dude! They got a white dude!" So many stories about Memphis. We've done so many stories about Memphis schools. But to their credit, one station, found a couple of teenagers who had been getting up to some very violent trouble in Memphis. They stuck a microphone in their face and they said, "Why are you doing this?" They said, "We like it." Anyway, not to be deterred, looks like the people in Memphis have finally found a solution to this ridiculous level of black violence in schools that made learning impossible. Let's take a look at a couple stories from Memphis, 2 stories from schools. We could do 200. These are recent ones. And then we'll come out on the other end and tell you how
From
we
pushing
solve
to
all
punching,
this mess.
school resource officers tell Fox 13 assaults are among the big problems they face.
Fox 13's Jeremy Pierre was with us tonight. Jeremy, at the midterm of this year, there were more than 250 assaults at schools you found.
Yeah, as of today, there have been more than 400 assaults in schools. Here are some of the reports. Officers told me these assaults range from petty fights to other students being seriously hurt.
Shelby County school resource officers say they see fights like this one on a daily basis.
Simple assaults in our schools, that's the highest incident for crime that we have.
Fox 13 obtained Memphis police records showing there were 242 assaults in schools in November. Since then, there have been 189 more. The total 431. Bob Nations heads the School Resource Officer Division for the Shelby County Sheriff's Office, and he is the chief inspector.
Several of our high schools, that's become a real problem, and we have to increase our personnel.
In the past 3 months, 9 schools have had more than 6 assaults, 15 at Ridgeway High School, 13 each at Cordova and Southwind, 10 at Craigmont High School, 9 at Central and Booker T. Washington, Whitehaven, and Wooddale High Schools all had 7 each. Shelby County deputies protect all of those schools.
Last week, we had 2 days straight in one of our schools where it was all females. The first day, I think there were 12 involved, and the next day, 15.
Nation says the main goal for the deputies is to uphold the law.
Some of these students need to be incarcerated because they are violent.
When High had to be forced to lock down this morning after a series of fights.
Now, tonight's football game's also been postponed as a precaution. Action News 5's Justin Hansen has this breaking news update.
It all started around 7:30 this morning here at Southwind High when several fights broke out on the second floor. Deputies came and put the school on lockdown.
It didn't take long for parents to begin lining up outside Southwind High Friday morning.
I'm thinking that if it's time for her to go, I'm here to pick her up.
At first, parents couldn't get their kids because the school was on lockdown most of the morning. The sheriff's office says numerous teens, including an 18-year-old, were arrested after several fights broke out upstairs. Parents say the fights are gang-related.
This has been going on for the past week. They are basically trying to recruit kids. If you don't get down with them, then they will fight you.
Many parents are now concerned about sending their teens back to school.
What do we do but just sit back and wonder if your child is going to make it home?
Well, it goes to the top of our society. Nobody wants to be held accountable now, so yeah, we prefer confrontation to negotiation.
Right. Late this afternoon, Shelby County Schools postponed tonight's football game between Southwind and Houston High School. A makeup date has not yet been determined at this time.
Okay, here we go. You ready? There's the solution right there. We got some behavioral specialists in Memphis schools. They're going to make it all better. They're going to explain it all. They're going to explain the causes, the solutions, the good, the bad, the whatever. And after they explain it all, it's all going to go away And schools in Memphis are going to be just like regular schools, where regular people go, where they don't walk through metal detectors, where they don't shoot each other, where you can go to Beale Street without worrying about parking 10 feet outside the safe zone. But most of all, where you don't have to worry about some guy like good old Colin coming into your town, calling BS on every single thing that happens in your town, including taking down Confederate statues while glorifying black criminality at epic levels. Because we know if you don't do that, that makes a lot of black kids angry.